Hello and welcome to your reading for the week, my beautiful Pisces. Yes, this is for you, Pisces. Yeah, just for you, okay? Or anybody else who wants to listen to it because they're curious. As you all know by now, all the rest of the messages for the week are for you and anybody else you might like to invite, okay? You are not excluded from the general messages. They are applying to everybody at this point. Everybody needs to hear these messages. And yeah, expansion, right? We're all doing it. We all need to do it. So let's take a look at your energies for the week. I pulled a 10-card clarity spread that I love doing for the longest time. Kind of a gift from my guides when I first started. What this week has to do with the words that came out right away are joy, passions, fire. Oh Lord, there's a lot of fire and heart here, as I can see. I can see. Look at all the cups. You have cups, 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 cups. You have fire, fire, fire. This one looks like fire, even though there's not. It's a pentacle card. And another cup here, joy, but you have the sun, fire. There's a lot of fire and emotions behind this week. And it has to do with what brings you joy in your life, okay? Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I always ask you what is your joy? What makes you happy? Now, I'm not saying what you're resisting to joy or how that makes sense to your conscious brain, because we do have a brain that was trained from birth. We know that from 0 to 7, we're like sponges. We grab in what everybody else thinks and what everybody else does, and that's like I don't know, how do you call it? A hard drive in our head. I've been listening to a lot of Bruce Lipton, and now I'm going to use some of his lingo because I found through him the words that I needed to explain all of this in a way, right? I don't agree 100% with what he says, but there's a lot of it that's so symbiotically correct to me, okay? And the way, it's just, the way that he brings it forward is so refreshing. We have we're hardwired in the way that we're thinking. And this is something that we fall back on. And you've heard me say that. We go back to the belief system that we're stuck in. And as I've even asked and said, why is it so hard to rewrite this programming? Because it is hard. It is hard, right? It's like the system, it's the way that I feel it is, and I don't think he explained it that way, but I'm going to explain it that way. You turn on a computer with no programs in it. If you upload, let's say, Windows 11, or I guess Human 11, with the parents' programming, that's your operating system, right? Humans, friends, whatever, the environment that you were in. And that stays with you. No matter what you add or take off, that's your operating system. So to change your operating system, you really got to work hard at it sometimes. You have to, there's a lot of meditation. Meditation is really one of them. Because meditating, or when you're going to sleep, when you're focusing on one thing, it's those moments. I always feel that meditation is those moments between sleep and consciousness, and hypnosis is the same, and before you go to sleep is the same. This is when you do your best work. This is when you can see the light bulb moments. This is when you understand things. This is not about that. This is about you having already done that somehow, some way, even without Bruce Lipton, even without my explanation, even without anything. You know that your programming is not serving you, and you have started to make changes, and you've started doing repetitious changes. That's the other way you can change things, right? You've started doing something different all the time. No, I don't want to eat breakfast first thing in the morning. I want to eat supper. So you started eating supper every day. And now it's become your new normal, right? It's become part of your operating system. This is what comes after. This is what comes next, okay? This is what brings you joy. You've decided that breakfast in the morning didn't bring you joy, but supper in first thing in the morning did. And that's the way you're living it. So I love the quote for this card, and it's one that we've seen all over the internet, no doubt, but it's, when I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment. I told them they didn't understand life. John Lennon. I love that. And, you know, happiness, in other words, means a whole bunch of different things. Some think that they'll experience happiness when they buy a new house or get, you know, a new car or whatever. Some will find they think they'll get it when they get a perfect job. Okay? But it's really easy to lose sight that happiness is not something outside of us, something inside of us. You have to be happy first, and then the rest you go after. You have to find happy first before you go out there. Just like I didn't like looking at myself. I still have extra weight, but I didn't love myself. I loved myself first, and then I started making improvements. You can't make improvements and then I'll love myself. I think you're getting it, right? Because if you don't do the work first, if you don't feel the emotion first, it's very hard to keep it going. It's very hard to keep it going. Okay? Possessions, jobs, all of that can make you feel happy for a certain degree. But if you're unhappy with you, there's no amount of anything that's going to bring you happiness. Okay? So I would suggest find joy in the small things. Start with the small things that really make you happy. You know, a really pretty ring, a nice warm sweater, the colors in a garden, a pet, morning sun on your face, afternoon sun on your face. I do that one a lot. These are the things that, well, most of them can't be bought, earned, or given. Okay, maybe the sweater and the rings, but they cost very little. Okay, so a lot of these things you can get for nothing, and they're like beautiful gifts from the universe. And that, remind yourself too that it doesn't need to be the end all and be all. One thing can't be like eternal joy. You can have moments. You can have many moments of joy. Happiness, though, resides inside. The things that come on the outside, they come and go. The happiness inside, it resides. Okay? So, this week it's about indulging in the things that ignite your soul. So that's why I see a lot of hearts, a lot of fire, a lot of things, and we were looking at this card. I'll leave this up here while we're taking a look. I'm going to take a cup of coffee and let you look at this. I'm sorry. I'm still, working with the new format of putting the cards up here so that you guys can have a real long look, Let me know what you think of the new format. I love it. I'd love your input. Maybe I would ask, how do you think I could improve the format? Because I don't think I want to change it, because I really like it, because that's what brings me joy. Putting down the cards, not having a ton of cards, talking about the cards, the images and the messages that come in, they're all part of something wonderful. Excuse me. I don't mean to have a frog in my throat. I slept a lot today. Okay, so here we go. The card of joy. We'll put it down. I'll put it back up in a minute. So, the end part of this is, I know I'm working kind of backwards, is the Action of Cups. And he's usually not my favorite because I call him, you know, Knight of Passion. Love him and leave him. But in this case, it's to talk about what ignites your passion. That's what it actually said. It's like, it doesn't matter if it comes or goes, right? The excitement, you know, no particular thing will bring you long-term joy. Just like Sugar Rush, the excitement will come and go just as swiftly. Happiness is an inside job. No ifs, no buts. So, this is about the things that you can bring in that will bring you happiness and joy. And as I said, these are things that you've been working on. These are things that you've been putting on repeat. You've been changing the programming. You've been, you know, slowly but surely going, yeah, I'm going to replace that with that. That brings me happy. That makes me feel passionate. I love the recipes. That brings me joy. That makes, you know, that ignites my passion. And that's one of the greatest things. So, for the week, what you're going to be looking at, the Six of Cups, the things that bring you joy from childhood, maybe things that you have not been paying attention to anymore. So go back into your little goodie bag. We like to go back to the past and think of things that, you know, were bad. It's easy to do, right? It's easy to earmark the moments that caused you grief and pain. But in those, there may be ideas that you once had as a kid. Even ideas that you told your parents, oh, I would like to do that. And they went, no, 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 that's not the way we do it here. And then programmed you a different way. There are things that you might want to rediscover, relook at, right? Take a stab at. If I was that kind of person, my father told me a long time ago when I was young, and don't worry, I do not hate my father. He was here to, I was here to experience that phenomenon between him and I, okay? It made me who I am. My life experiences now I can share with you. As a kid told me, oh, you know, you're not that pretty. You can't do that. You know, I was never as pretty as everybody else. I was never the right body shape as everybody else. Well, we have now gone into a world where different is amazing. Body shapes no longer matter. You can be, you know, big, medium, small, short, tall, you know, slim, fat. It doesn't matter. You can have everything and you can just go out there and try anything, right? You can even have a strange voice and try singing and whatever. There's no longer a fitted groove line where you have to be. And you can do it with yourself, for yourself. You can go out there and be your own best social brand, your best, you know, promoter. You can do it all. So if I wanted, I could go back and go, well, I'm going to be a model, I'm going to be a singer, I'm going to be an actress. I don't need to fit into anything, which I'm not going to, but because I don't want to. But if it's your goal, if it's your thing, if you want to do it, and you know, it doesn't have to be right away the thing that's going to, you know, you're not going to be, I would say, don't do it for either celebrity or a ton of money. I'd say do it because you've wanted to, right? It's always, I've had the need to do it. Don't do it for, you know, a separate goal. Do it because it's a passion. This is what we're focusing on, your passions, you know? Yeah, do it because it's your passion. Don't do it because there's a reward at the end or you know, people will love me. Again, you're not looking for happiness on the outside. You're looking for happy on the inside. Is there like a secret kind of thing that in the past you put on, you know, on the shelf because, well, you know, it was, you know, it just wasn't the right time. Somebody told you no, whatever. You go look in the past. You go look in the past. You have all kinds of things here. You have letter writing. You have passions from the past, you know. you know, I was going to go into relationships, but I'm not, because I don't want you to rekindle something that you ended. I'm not into promoting for that, but maybe I would say more like a relationship you never got off the ground. Somebody that you were interested in and your parents told them they're not a good influence, you know? But something inside you called to want to be friends with that person. Maybe it's somebody you thought was a different social class than you when you were young, and you go, oh, they'll never be my friend. Maybe they will be now. You know, like, you've broken that belief system of, I'm not good enough. So, time to take the bull by the horns and, you know, go after the stuff that maybe you just didn't think you could. Okay? And the other thing is that there's a multitude of choices. This is the second card. This is the Seven of Cups. That means there's more than one. For some of you, you could probably jot down quite a few things. Now, for some of you, I'm going to say, for myself, very hard to do more than, you know, walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. So if you want to take them one at a time, it's cool, but I would write them down. If you have more than one, you can tackle quite a few as the year goes on. You can look back and go, whoa, I tried this, I tried that, I tried this, I tried that. Okay? So just don't let it overwhelm you. But keep trying, okay? The different ideas, the different things that come in. Absolutely. I've always wanted to travel, but, you know, I was a little leery about, you know, going to another country. But now that doesn't scare me anymore, so let's go put our feet up in a hammock, you know? Let's start planning for it. I always kept putting, you know, barriers, because my parents never traveled. Oh, we're staying here, we're not going anywhere. But I always kind of wanted to travel. Well, why don't we give it a shot? Why don't I start the procedure, you know? Believe me, some of the things that I did, I finally pressed send or okay or pay, and then I did it, okay? And I said, what's the worst that could happen? Everything gets canceled and I lose some money. Yeah, it sucks. But is it the end of the world, the end of the planet? No, it isn't. You know, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. So, you know, just try your hand at something. Do something. Take a course that you never dared to. Go visit the neighboring town, you know, that you never had time to. It doesn't matter what it is. Next up is the Nine of Pentacles. This card in itself is always, if you put in the work, you will see the fruit. Okay? It's always that card. For me, it's always that card. It's time to put the work in for you to receive the goodies. If you put this work in, you will get something back. Absolutely. You will help yourself move forward. Not only that, the final card, the most, I think, the one that says the most. And if you just look at the images, what does that look like? You're cutting the cords. Cutting the cords of what? Cutting the cords of the old stuff that kept you stuck. That kept you stuck. That kept you from exploring. You are at this point in your life where you're going, I'm ready to explore. I'm ready to do. I have to tell you, though, Pisces, I am so ready to cut the cords. I've been getting major hits, you know, even from all of you, from other people, from everything, and to just cut the cords, to find a way to release myself from the bonds of a belief system that has kept me in fear-based thoughts. As most of you know me, I'm going through a change, of course, because that happens at this time. And with it comes some great blessings, but with it comes some very scary stuff. A lot of anxiety because of the fluctuating hormones. And even if I feel that, even if I know it, even if I understand all of the science behind it, it doesn't make it any less hard to go through some days, okay? And having workarounds and having ways to deprogram the fear is a great help in my life. It's a great help. It keeps me from, well, being in that state more than I need to, right? Dealing with the fear is one. putting it in perspective is 2, and getting rid of old belief systems is 3. And I would suggest that even if you're not going through a perimenopausal state, man, woman, doesn't matter who you are, if you are able to get through this now, if you can fix your state of mind to be more in peace, to not be afraid of everything, to not always sign up for the fight or flight, and then to, you know, disconnect yourself from that. Oh my. Okay? What a wonderful thing. What a wonderful gift it will be as you go through life. You will make this journey a better one. Trust me. Trust me. Okay? So, this is like your current journey. I love this. This first row is like, this is what I'm doing this week or this month or whatever. Whenever you're watching this, this is my big plan. That's a big plan, Pisces. That's a huge plan. That's quite the undertaking. If I'm gonna, you know, if I were to think about it. So, here's what's in your heart. You're full of fire. You're full of fire and intention. You wanna, this vibrancy, this inspiration, this creativity, this confidence, this beauty, well, it's coming out of you. It's going, yes, I'm going to take the world. I'm going to make it what I want it. Absolutely. You know, you're going to come in my sphere and things are going to look brilliantly bright. Joy and sunshine the whole way through. Yes, this is my life. Bring it. Okay? So you are ready. You're ready to take a bite out of the world. You're ready to do that kind of stuff. You're ready to be inspiring and to let energy inspire you. To have a joyful demeanor. I mean, she's inspiring energy, joyful demeanor. She's, you know, the essence of this. So you have it inside of you. It's like a little mini sunshine. You wake up in that sunshine. You go, today, it's like the sun-filled room, right? You wake up and poof, you're like, yes, this is me. Okay, in the middle of January, and in this part of the world, it's like some of the coldest, darkest days. No, the sun is shining from you. I'm going to make this happen. Life is going to be wonderful. Next up is, in the middle, is this little 4 of Swords. Look at all this darkness around this beautiful little cup of color. Okay, these little plants trying to grow in the middle of barren soil. This is you, okay? This is you. Some of you are at the beginning of it. Some of you feel like you are that color in the middle of a world that's gone black and white. And that's okay. Just remember, meditation. This is a card of meditation. So this is where it comes back to what I was saying. Make sure to take some time to meditate, to truly find who you are, to get back into that theta, as Bruce Lipton calls it, theta, where you are absorbing, when you're hypnotized into, and you can put in new directives. It's like rewriting code in a hard drive. It's wonderful, okay? You can also find some videos if you want to while you're meditating. And this is perfect if you're somebody who falls asleep while you're meditating. While you're listening to something, put something that's going to, you know, give you some good stuff, you know, like I am healthy, I'm going to heal myself, I'm putting energy into myself. You can do anything. There's so many. And if you're like me, you can listen to the whole thing, make sure there's nothing weird going on, and then just put the headphones on and let yourself meditate. And if you fall asleep, even better, because it's in between theta and meditating and sleep. That's where all the good stuff happens. So let it come in, okay? You are ready. You're open book right now, I feel, with this. It's time to heal, meditate, and open up to new things. And then the fire really comes in with the 10 of Pentacles. And I know the 10 of Pentacles is about abundance for you and everybody else, but it really is for you and everybody else. And like they said, it's not, it doesn't need to be money. If you are somebody who is living your best life, do you not think you affect everybody else in your life? Absolutely. You affect your loved ones, your parents, your friends, even your enemies, actually. You'll affect everybody with this beautiful, big energy that you're bringing in. Absolutely, you're gonna be out there going, I feel great. I feel wonderful. Yes, everything is beautiful, right? Absolutely. So you bring that fire and energy. Look at that fire. You're bringing it up to other people. You're going, here's a little bit of abundance, fire, energy, beauty. That's what you feel. I feel that these cards make you feel a little bit indestructible. And the middle card is like, I'm ready to reprogram. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to meditate. I'm ready to take care of. Now, usually this row is, it's the kind of, I never know how to call this, but let's just call it the little extra from Spirit. You know, that here's what we think. Here's what we think about it. Both cards are aces. One's the Ace of Wands, right here, and the other one's the Ace of Cups, right here. So pretty. Look at that otter. So pretty. Okay. Both of them are showing a beginning. Okay? This is the beginning of something. Let's put them like that. This is the beginning of something. Brand new. Okay? 1 and 1. Day 1. Today is the day. Today is the beginning, the first day of the beginning of your life. And in some ways, I think that is true for a lot of you. You've decided that today is the first day in the new you suit. Okay? Not what was written before, not the stuff that was downloaded. You're starting to input or make your computer use the stuff that you've reprogrammed. You know that we use that stuff just on autopilot, like driving, like walking, like breathing, right? And if you're able to reprogram this stuff, will just start happening on itself, but it is the beginning. With it, I feel that they're saying, remember to be inspired, and remember that this is a fresh start. And it's not to rain on the parade to go, this is wonderful and everything is great, but it's to also remind you that this is ultimately the beginning. It means that during your time as you're doing this, you're still going to hit snags. It's not going to be like perfection. Don't expect it to be. Don't walk out in the morning thinking everything will be great. And yeah, I know this is like saying, this is perspective. It is. But that's when your perspective. This is where I want you to use perspective. Going, I'm just beginning. I have so much to learn. Even if it's not 100% correct, I'm learning such fantastic things, and it's going to turn out great. Even if I stumble, no, I'm not going to stumble on that again because I know it's there. Now I'm good. I'm good. I can either step over it or take a different route completely, but I know that it's there. It was a great thing to know. Okay? So, the reality is that your perspective can most of the time, I'm going to say it this way, be changed to suit what you need it to do. There's so many times that people revert to the other side of the line, where they make it an end-all and be-all. I want you to use it as a stepping stone instead, okay? And that's Spirit's message. This is the beginning of a beautifully inspiring and a fresh, beautiful expression of love, expression of passion and love in your life. Birth of something brand new. Let it give your heart flight. Let it inspire you. Let it make you feel great. Okay, let your passions take you where they need to. And enjoy it. Enjoy it. I love this reading. I love this reading. In this Action of Cups, there's a beautiful road ahead. Blossoming trees. I feel that this is your path to something really beautiful. Not only are you going for the end here, you're actually at the beginning, but you're looking at this beautiful road and you're going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy the ride along this road. You're going to see it probably for the first time the way you've never seen it before. You're not just going to go, I need whatever's at the end over here. You're going to go and say, I need all of this. I need the bright colors, the bright oranges, the bright greens, the beautiful blues. I need all of it. I'm going to take it and I'm going to absorb it. I'm going to absorb it like the sponge. Okay? I feel that we spend part of our lives getting one set of directions, and then we try to spend the rest of our lives deprogramming that stuff and putting something else in. You have to be meaningful in it, and you have to try different ways, and you have to keep trying, I feel, is what I need to tell you here. You have to keep trying. And when you do, you'll eventually come out the other end with more. It's not easy, even as a reader, even as somebody who gives you the information and makes it sound so wonderful. I'm here to tell you, it's not easy. I still do a lot of stuff that either I don't like, I wish I didn't do, and I'm constantly trying to reprogram. I listen to all of you. You give me ideas, and I go and I look, and it's like, yes, I like some of that. I don't like some of that. I'm going to do some of that. I'm going to do all of that. And that's great. Remember my true motto here. If you don't feel empowered by what you're doing or what you're feeling, there's work to be done there. Okay? Don't let me or anybody else tell you what to do. You sit with something for a minute and go, that feels right. No, that doesn't feel right. Okay? And work on it on your own. Okay? I'm here to give you ideas, give you some advice, but I'm by no means here to live your life or tell you how to live your life. You live your life. You are the King of Wands in your own life. You are the leader of your road, your journey. Okay? You decide who's part of your life and who's not part of your life. I hope that you've enjoyed this weekly read. Thank you so much for being here. For everybody, now the readings for the rest of the week will be for everybody. So I invite you to keep coming back. I think those readings are just as good, and they're wonderful. They have great messages from Spirit. Great. They're very soul-aware. They're very insightful, and I enjoy doing them very much. Invite your friends. Tell them to come on over and be part of our group. Psst, only invite the really nice people, though, okay? All right, Pisces. You know I love you. You know you're my favorite because, well, we're part of this group, right? We gotta stick together. Take care of yourself this week. Enjoy the rest of the readings. Enjoy the rest of the week. Take advantage of all this beautiful energy, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.